What's going on, guys? Just getting the phone set up here. Orientation mode there. All right, that looks good. Live. When you're trying to go live for 18,000 people, it gets a little tricky. All right. Oh, let's see here. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah, we already got some people coming on. What's up, guys? So first things first, let me get my microphone squared away here. And let me know if you guys can hear me clearly and if audio is working good. And then we'll go from there. So, welcome to the Millennial Legends channel. My name is Dagan. Obviously, this is a live stream. So if you're seeing this, there will be a couple of ads in between. I do apologize. YouTube's got new policies on ads. If you're just hopping on, let me know if you can see it real good. Let me know if you can hear it real good. I'm really kind of working on my audio and my video and how graphics look and all that kind of stuff. Crystal clear sound and pic. Awesome. Sounds great. So stoked to hear that. Big shout out to my Australian super fans over there. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are doing awesome, and I miss you guys big time. I've got a bunch of updates to get through today. I've got some news to talk about today. I've got some vlogger news about me, news about YouTube, news about other big vloggers that I follow that have always inspired me, and just really a bunch of really interesting, kind of controversial, crazy things to talk about. From death, murder, accidents, kidnappings, like all kinds of crazy stuff, or as they say here in the Philippines, merites, or the chica chica, the talkative stuff. We have all kinds of things to talk about today. So we're going to lock in on a couple of subjects. We're going to talk about me. We're going to talk about the Millennial Legends channel today. And then we're also going to talk about the news, talk about the world for a minute, talk about my future, Millennial Legends future for the Philippines. And then right after this live stream, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and we're going to roll right into a premiere of my latest episode, which is a collaborative that I have done with a brand new vlogging family, Odyssey Offspring, or at Odyssey Offspring, the Stewart family, Bo and Laura, on the SV Joy, or Sailing Vessel Joy Catamaran. An absolutely amazing family. And I had the ability to come on as a relief captain, first mate, and kind of teach them the ropes and get them comfortable with their own environment and their own well-being. And yeah, we're going to catch up on all that real quick. So first things first, welcome to the channel. If you're watching, thank you so much for watching. If you want to comment, please comment in the live chat. If for some reason it's showing you that you can't comment in the live chat, maybe you haven't actually clicked the subscribe button. So you might have to actually make sure that you go in, log in, and subscribe, because if you're subscribed and you're watching me, then I get revenue for it. If you're subscribed and you're watching me, it feeds my algorithm. If you're just hopping on YouTube and you're not actually signed in and subscribed to me, it won't let you comment below. If you'd like to prioritize your comment or show off or send some love and some support my way, you can hit the super chat or the thanks button or the dollar symbol button down there and send in a super chat or a super thanks, and I will be sure to give you a big shout out there as well. So thank you so much for that. Man, it's always nervous. The more and more subscribers I get, we're almost at 20K right now. And so I'm literally sitting here turning on the camera and computer to talk to 20,000 of you right now. That's crazy. Oh God, it's just kind of crazy to think about, especially because 18 months ago I had 0 subscribers. So I really appreciate all of you, and thank you so much. Oh man. All right. So welcome to the Millennial Legends channel. Without further ado, let's get into some of this stuff. In my handy dandy little book here, which I'm running out of. I need a new book. It's kind of crazy. This has been my first year of vlogging. This is scripts, notes. I mean, it's just kind of crazy how much work I've put into vlogging. And I'm getting ready to go back when I finish this book and go through it all. And anything that I missed, anything that was a script or a brainstorm that I didn't get a chance to do, I'm going to go after it because there's so much power and knowledge in this book. And it's literally like a timeline of everything I've learned while vlogging. So it's pretty amazing. And I definitely have to bring it back out and transfer it onto a computer because Lord knows no one else can read my handwriting. So big shout out. Oh, Anthony says, we remember watching your live when you hit 1,000 subs. Dude, I know. It's crazy. And I got to tell you, I'm not bragging and I'm not bashing here, but I have done that. I have reached almost 20,000 subs in a year without putting my booty out there, without having cleavage, without being sexy or blonde or, doing all the jokes and the fake stuff. 100% authentic, 100% me, 100% raw and real on my vlog. And 20,000 of you think that it's worth watching. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I love each and every one of you. All right, let's get through it. First things first on the list tonight, I'm home. I am back in the Philippines right this second. I was in the Caribbean, and I've been home just a little bit of time now. Now, if you guys were following, or if you haven't been following, right before I left on my last adventure, sailing across the Caribbean with Odyssey Offspring, I did a 30 for 30 where I did 30 live, wild, quick, raw, 10-minute, 15-minute vlogs for 30 days, and to kind of see what would happen and see what that would do for my algorithm. One of the negative aspects that came from that 30 for 30 is that people knew where I was. And I had, I'm a military person. Normally I don't sit with my back to the wall or my back to the door. My situational awareness is very, very, very adaptive and very aware, or woke, as they like to say. I very much pride myself on being safe and secure and no one knowing where I'm at, when I'm there, or how long I'm there for my own well-being. And I learned that from other subscribers and other viewers on YouTube. There are a lot of vloggers who people think that when you're watching one of their vlogs that they're right where they're vlogging now. I guarantee you probably 99% of the people who vlog like I do, when you see them vlogging somewhere, they're no longer there. They're a week ahead, a month ahead, 3 months ahead. I know a couple of people that I watch pretty religiously that I've been watching for a long time. The footage you're watching is 2 months old on most of their channels. Because number one, they don't want you to know where they're at. They don't want you to actually follow them like that. It's kind of crazy. And number two, they just want that peace of mind that they can go do their thing and then come back and show it to you a little bit later. So back to the story. So when I did the live, I had a troll that found me and followed me and kind of creeped on me a little bit. And he's an ex-vlogger, not really a good human being. And it got kind of creepy. He literally got on and posted where I was and took pictures of me from afar, and things got a little crazy. I had to actually bring in the local police, the Philippine police, which luckily they're very good friends of mine here. So all that was involved. So the reason you don't see things right away or know that I'm home when I'm home or know that I'm traveling exactly when I'm traveling is because I don't want you to. So I hope you guys understand that. And yeah, so I'm home now. And a couple of weeks ago, right before I got home, there was a big earthquake here. And what's crazy is that this house that I'm in, that I have a long-term lease on, it was brand spanking new before I moved in here. I mean, brand new. I'm the first resident in this home. And when I got back from this trip, there was cracks all over the walls, all over the roof. My cupboards have massive cracks in them in the wood. They don't even line up right. My kitchen cabinets, instead of looking like this, they're like this. And there are stress cracks and fractures all over the house. It's not just topical. There's some deep cracks in the concrete and the floor and the roof and the wall tiles and the windowsills. We had two earthquakes back to back, a 4.7 and a 4.1. within 10 miles of the house. And there is the little Bohol fault line right here that kind of cuts the island in half. I've never experienced an earthquake. I wasn't here for the earthquake, but my house did get earthquake damage. So thank you for everybody who reached out to me. Thank you for those who sent me all the information on it. I had no idea. Totally crazy. But yes, I'm home, and yes, my house has earthquake damage. It's it's pretty wild. Like I'll take the fires, the floods, the hurricanes that I'm used to from being back home in Florida, but I've never experienced an earthquake. Knock on wood, I haven't felt one yet. 2013, there was a really big one here. And there was another one last night actually in Mabini, about 20 miles from here, 3.7. I didn't feel it, but it's just kind of crazy that I'm in earthquake country now. Totally a wild thing. So, all right, let's go with updates now. Let's go with what I've been doing for the last 3 months, where I've been and what happened. So I went. Everybody, if you are new to the channel or not, I am a captain by trade. What's up? Big shout out, Arpeggio. I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. 23. Big shout out there. What's up? If you guys want to leave super chat, super thanks, or prioritize a comment, please hit the button down there, and I'll answer you guys in the live chat. So back to the story. I am a sailing captain by trade. I'm a captain, a navigator. I'm an ocean master first trade. I'm a fourth generation captain, first generation Navy man, and quartermaster. I have circumnavigated the globe with the Navy, and I have almost circumnavigated the globe on private vessels as well now. And I've been sailing back and forth around Southeast Asia, the Southern Hemisphere, the Northern Hemisphere, Americas, the Caribbean for many years now. And it's in my blood. It's what I do. So I stay on some regular job forums and on Facebook and Instagram and a few other places. And I had somebody hit me up, this awesome family, and they posted online and they messaged me that they were looking for a relief captain instructor, someone who can dive, someone who can cook, someone who can spearfish, someone who knows vlogging and can help with vlogging and camera work and starting a YouTube and all this stuff. And I was like, man, they were looking for 3 people to do all this. And I was like, dude, I qualify on all the, like, you're checking all the boxes. That's me. And I messaged these guys and we video chatted for a little bit, and sure as crap, wouldn't you know it, boom, I was on a plane and I was flying all the way around the world to the other side of the world, to the Caribbean, where I hopped on Sailing Vessel Joy, a beautiful Bali 54 catamaran, one of the biggest and baddest catamarans in the world. I met the Stewart family. I met the crew, Stu, that worked on there at the time. And I'm going to tell you now, I had an absolute blast. It was such an amazing time getting to know them, teaching them, showing them the ropes in the ocean, getting them comfortable with their own boat. They're new to sailing. They're new to the ocean. They're new to owning boats. And I'm so proud of them. Bo and Laura did such an amazing job, and their kids live in Beckham. I love them. I have a new family. My family got bigger with these guys, and I'm so happy and so proud to have done what I did with them for the 2 months that I was there. And then hopefully the schedule is that they'll take some private time for the holidays right now, and then right after the holiday time frame, it's time to take that big, beautiful boat, sail it across the Southern Caribbean to Panama, take it through the Panama Canal, and then prep in Panama City and sail that big bad boy across the South Pacific all the way to Southeast Asia, Fiji, Tonga, Tuamotus, Marquesas. We'll start out at the Galapagos Islands, and hopefully bring that thing over here and start sailing and touring this area with them. So I'm really stoked for that opportunity. I hope everything goes through. I hope that they hear me. I know they're watching this right now. I love you guys. Big shout out to Odyssey Offspring. And I hope that you guys are willing and ready to call me back and fly me back out, because I'm ready to sail again when you are. Enjoy the holidays, and I love you guys. Big shout out to Odyssey Offspring. If you want to pull up their YouTube channel, I'll put the link in the description below. And they are tagged in my community post I just put out. And they're also going to be tagged tonight in tonight's live premiering episode, Sailing Vessel Joy Part 2, which comes out in a premiere directly after my live stream here. So stay tuned for that. Super stoked for that one. Let's see here. So that's my plan there. Now, we're going to talk for a minute about my future here in Bohol and my future in the Philippines. So you guys know I've been in the Philippines now for coming on 3 years. I got here right at the end of COVID. Obviously, I didn't get here alone, but obviously I'm alone now. Things are very much different being alone here and being single in this country. It's a wild place. I will tell you that Bohol is probably the most peaceful and amazing place on earth. And everyone wants to know that after all this time, they want to know, am I going to settle here? Am I going to marry here? Am I going to invest in this island? And I will tell you from the bottom of my heart that I don't really know. I don't think so. Maybe in the long run, yes, but excuse me. Bohol, in its own, when you look at it as a businessman, when you look at the big picture of Bohol, the island of Bohol here in the Philippines, in the Visayas, right in the heart of the Philippines, it's like literally in the middle. Bohol has a lot to offer as far as tourism and ecotourism, but at the same time, it doesn't. There is free diving here. There is scuba diving here. There is a little bit of ecotourism with the chocolate hills and the tarsier monkeys and the waterfalls. But other than that, there's no surfing. There's no fishing. There's no mainstream parks, theme parks, resorts, anything like that. There really isn't a lot to do unless you're either very young, a professional diver or free diver, or someone on the older and retired side of things. And so there's not really much to do or invest in here in Bohol, especially for a young adventurer, sailing captain guy like me. And so for me, it's like, where would I invest? And right now, I'll tell you, if you've been following or not, the eyes are on Samar or Catanduanes or Northern Luzon for me right now. Why? Because number one, surfing. Surfing is my passion. That big old surfboard sitting over there and the striped surf sock, zebra sock back there is drying out. I need to surf. Yes, I know Siargao is here, but guys, I will tell you, Siargao is overrated and overplayed. And it's already Bali 2.0. It's already too expensive and overcrowded, even more overcrowded with vloggers. There are more waves out there. Even Siargao Island itself has more waves, but the island of Mindanao, hundreds of places to surf. The island of Samar, hundreds of places to surf. Catanduanes, there's like 6 world-class surf breaks in Catanduanes, which, by the way, prayers for Catanduanes. They just got smashed by this recent hurricane or typhoon. And then Northern Luzon, there's killer surf places in Luzon. So I'm looking at those places, and I'm looking to venture and move forth on those places. I do love my house here. I do want to continue keeping my long-term lease here. I will probably in the long run go travel and adventure and vlog and tour those islands, then come back. And when I really do find somewhere that I love, I'll move on to those islands. Bad Girl of the Year 2019. Yo, what's up? Big shout out, Bad Girl. If you guys want to leave a comment, drop a comment below here, and we will talk from there. If you guys want to leave a super chat, click the super chat button, and we will go there, and I will prioritize your comment. So that's awesome. I know who you are, Batgirl. Yeah, so that's my future plans for Bohol. I don't know if I'm going to invest in Bohol in the long run. I do want to work here as a consultant, and I might invest here in some dive resorts, maybe a ranch or a property. Like, I think there's a great opportunity in Bohol if you're looking to invest in the bar and nightclub industry or the restaurant industry, because there are not enough of them, especially out here on this side of the island in the province. And farms, eco tours, farm to table organic restaurants, things like that. I think it would be a great idea in the long run to invest in a sustainable ranch or farm here on the island of Bohol that then supplies your bar and restaurant or beachfront resort. I think that's kind of the idea if I do stay with any type of investment in Bohol. But for me, I think for first off, surf resort, fishing, diving, and surfing and sailing resort, I'm probably going to be moving to the outer rim, outer islands on that one. So that's my future goals, ideas, and plans here for Bohol. All right, let's go with item number 4 on tonight's list. So when I was done with my 2 months sailing on SV Joy just recently, and on my way home, I managed to stop and take a couple of days break in Florida, back to the USA. I went back to the USA for the first time in years. And I got to tell you, man, it was humbling. I've never felt such a different energy because I'm so institutionalized or committed mentally to this island vibe and this peace, love, and humble mentality that the Filipino people give me here. Every day, everywhere I go, I get a smile, a wave, a hello, how are you? Welcome in, please come in, have some food, have some drink. And America used to be like that, 50s, 60s, after the World War II stuff. And right after 9/11, America was like that for a little while. But like right now, it is not like that, guys. It was kind of spooky and humbling to see like how heavy duty and intense everybody was, how stressed everybody was. Husbands, wives, please give your partner your attention. Give them your love. Ladies, ask your men how they're doing. I saw so many guys that I've known for years, and I'll tell you this, they were strung out. They were stressed out to the max. And it was tough to see. It was tough to hear. I had a little family reunion with everybody at one of my buddy's restaurants. I got to see everybody. I was only home in America for 6 days, and it wasn't enough, but it was enough. I spent 1 day seeing people. I spent 3 days working, actually picked up a gig with my buddy on his food truck because you know me, I love to work. And then from there, I went and spent every single day with my mom. And I turned my phone off and I enjoyed time with my mom. And that was really crucial because my mom is definitely in dire need right now. Quick update, even though she doesn't like me putting it out there. But I know that family watches this and there are people capable. My mom needs some big help right now. My mom's on Social Security and disability, and she has hurricane damage to the house. And there's this massive thing going on where like the hurricane housing insurance market is like not accepting claims. And she's dealing with that right now and some other stresses that involve that kind of stuff. So also, you know, when it rains, it pours. The hurricane damaged my mom's house. She had to get her knee replaced, and then her truck breaks down, all in like a 2-month period. So big prayers and thoughts for my mom. I'm thinking or debating whether or not I'm going to actually put out a fundraiser for my mom, a global fundraiser, because, you know, like my mom needs help, but she doesn't need that much help. She's a very capable woman. She's just caught up and behind, and she needs to get some new insurance and some new policies done and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about throwing out a fundraiser. I'm curious if any of you guys know whether there's better fundraiser programs out there, like other than GoFundMe. But you know, what's crazy is like there's 20,000 of you on here right now that'll watch this by the end of the month, right? And if 20,000 of you put 25 cents into that account, that'll be more than enough than my mom needs. And so like that's to make her transition, to get better, to have time to heal, to fix the truck, to fix the house. Like it's a humbling perspective when you realize that 20,000 people could really help simply from giving a quarter, one coin, which is like 20 pesos, or maybe like 15 pesos, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, so big shout out to my mom. She's my inspiration. She's my love. She's my everything. And big prayers to her. Another big thing I want to talk about while being home that I didn't get a chance to do, and it's a very controversial subject for a lot of people, and it used to be a touchy subject for me, but it's not anymore, and that is my children. I am a father. I am a parent, and believe it or not, I actually didn't know that I was a father. I have one son, and I have this YouTube because I want him to see it and hear it and have the ability to listen to my voice and hear my voice anywhere in the world, anytime he needs. And I want him to always know that I love him, and that I hope that when he's ready and school is done, that he comes out here. And but I recently found out, and I'm going to share this news publicly right now. Crazy news. I recently found out that there's the possibility that I have another son. And this boy is, we don't know. We're not confirmed. I didn't get a chance to go meet him, to go do a blood test or anything like that, or DNA test yet. But he's really been inspiring me, and the fact that he's talking to me and he's reaching out to me about it. It's a very inspiring thing. It really is one of those things that like keeps me going. And I want him to know that whether or not he is my son, I love him very much, and I'm proud of him, and I hope the best for him as well. And that the people who know this and that follow my Facebook and my Instagram and who are aware of everything that's going on, thank you so much for the support there. And we'll be talking more about that as it unfolds. But I just want you guys to know that like it's kind of another big reason why I do this. Like I want my children and my future children to know me. And even if I don't get a chance to sit there and talk to them, or even if their mother and I don't agree on things, they have the ability to publicly just click on a computer or cell phone and listen to me. And I think that's huge. So to my son and my other possible son, which, you know, at the end of the day, I hope you're mine, because I want every kid in the world, and I would adopt every kid in the world if I could. So I want you guys to know, because I know that my son and my possible son are going to watch this. I love you both, and I'm proud of you both. And Pops is here if you need me. So give me a shout anytime. So emotional moments there, but it's the truth, you guys. And I promise to be raw and real with you guys. So, um, real quick, I want to talk about an interesting subject here. Why are we here? Why are you here? Why do you like me? Why do you watch? What gets you going? Now, I have YouTube analytics. I can pull up analytics right now and watch all of the science on you, who you are, your age, your sex, your race, where you're from in the world, where you're watching from, what episodes you watch, what parts of what episodes you watch, and how often you watch them. I can pull all those analytics up in here and study that. And it gives me an idea, but at the same time, it doesn't. Like, I want to know who you are. I want to know my people. I think majority of you guys are Filipino American or Filipino expats working abroad. You want to see home, or you're Westerners interested in the Philippines, or you're an expat Filipino couple that loves the Philippines and you want to talk about the homeland and see the homeland. But then I have some sailors, then I have some chef people, then I have some Navy and military and historian people on here. I'm very curious to know more about who you are. So when I come out with these new episodes that are coming up, because I do have some controversial episodes coming up here soon, some journalistic episodes, because I've always been a journalist at heart. I want to know info. I want comments. I want details. Tell me what you think. Tell me why you like this episode. Tell me why you don't like this episode. These are things that really are going to help me in the future and help me see and or redirect my path with this channel, and or help me redirect new channels that I'll open up as far as podcasts, history channels, cooking channels, parental advice and guidance. There's so many things. Sailing, there's so many things. Strictly travel guide, travel security, travel advice. I'd really like to know what drives you to watch the channel, what drives you to watch other people's channels, and what you like and don't like about it. Be honest with me. Leave me some detailed comments. To this day, I've answered over 12,000 of your comments. I've never missed one, and I promise you I'm not going to miss any more. I'm going to keep it going, because if I keep on it, then I don't get too far behind. So I'm always there to answer comments, and anybody that's watching, they can vouch as well. So as far as those controversial topics go, I've got some really interesting ones here, and I'm gonna throw out a couple of titles, and I want you guys to let me know right now, like, whether you think these titles are smart or appropriate, or whether or not you'd be interested in them. Wealth, riches. What constitutes wealth? What makes a man a rich man? How do you define wealth? For me, it's very different. For the last, I can't even remember how many years, I have had less than 1,000 US dollars in my bank account at any time. And I'm comfortable with that, and I'm okay with that. It's a different mindset. People will laugh. People will call me names for that or ridicule me for that. But I have a different perspective on what makes me rich. My life experiences, my travel, my children, going to war, traveling and sailing the world, friends that I have and can rely on all around the world, legend supporters like you guys. I don't have a lot of gold or money, but I consider myself a wealthy man. So how do you define wealth and riches in today's world? That is a conversation and a topic that I have coming up. Let's see here. Marriage. Why get married? Do you believe in divorce? I'm in the Philippines. They're repealing divorce. They are allowing divorce to become a thing, because for 500 years, the Catholic Church has held on to this country with a chokehold. And I think it's really good that people are waking up and allowing new ideas and new concepts and new culture to take place here. I don't think, I'm totally for free choice. I do not believe that anybody should be tied to a person they don't like, don't love, or someone that abuses them, or someone that ignores them, or cheats or lies on them. So divorce in the Philippines, divorce in a Catholic country, this is a topic that I'm going to be talking about. If you let me know what you think about that. The death of the province. Now, this one's a really interesting one for me too. Coming up, like, you see this in Japan, you see this in China, you see this in a lot of developing nations. Let's say your father is a 10th generation rice farmer, or a 10th generation iron worker, or a 10th generation fisherman. And now you are going to college, you are moving to the city, you are working abroad, and you're the last in your bloodline. You are ending the cultural traditions of your province. You are no longer fishing. You're no longer building nipa huts. You are no longer farming tuba or farming lechon or pigs. You're no longer a fisherman. You are a college student. So if you go to places like Japan, there are entire villages, entire cities that are empty because the next generation moved on. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And do we need to hold on to cultures and traditions as well? Very interesting subject and topic there, and I'd be really interested to talk to you guys about it. Beliefs. Big shout out to everybody online. Make sure you leave a comment below if you want me to answer. I will answer. I'm watching live here as well on the comment page. Beliefs, religion in the Philippines. The Spanish culture, the Catholic culture, at the end of the day, if you want to be historically accurate, it has nothing to do with Filipino culture. It has to do with Filipino institutionalization and the fact that you guys have been indoctrined and fear-mongered into becoming Catholic. Developing nations, or as we used to say, third world nations, they come with disparity. They come with hope, a lot of hope. And with hope and disparity, you tend to be able to implement cultures and religions on people. There was an entire religion and culture in these islands 500 years ago before Catholicism came here and conquered this land. I want to know more about it. I want to study the ancient gods, the ancient deities, or as the Catholic Church would call it, the pagan deities of the Philippines. If you guys know anybody who's a real historian of the Philippines, who studies or follows or still prays to the ancient gods of the Philippines, the 12 or 13 deities that you had here prior to Catholicism, I'd love to know more. Please connect me with those people. I would love to know more about it because I want to study it. They're doing it in Hawaii. They're doing it in Tonga. They're doing it in other places where they're bringing back the original cultures of their people. And I would love to see a prosperous nation like the Philippines bring back their own culture and diversity. You know, like, it just seems a little hypocritical to me sometimes when, like, you go to the statue of Lapu-Lapu and you worship Lapu-Lapu as a hero to this culture, but then you go to Catholic Church on Sunday and pray and give tithing, give your hard-earned money to the very church that defeated his thought and mentality. Now, I'm not saying anything against it. I just want to know more, and I want to know your opinion on that. So let me know what you think about that. Fishing. Okay, fishing. Philippines, seafood. It's gone. There's no more fish here. The fish are disappearing so fast. I want to know what you think we can do about it, and I want to know your opinion on the statement, there will be no more fish in the Philippines in 10 years. It's a scientific fact. It's coming. It's happening. Heavy thoughts, heavy topics. So those are the kind of controversial journalistic style thoughts, theories, and vlogs that I would like to do while I'm home here in the Philippines before my next travel gig. So please make sure to send me your thoughts and opinions on that. Comment below. Let me know what you think on those. I'd love to talk more about it with you guys. And when those topics come out, please let me know how we're going with it. All right, moving on. Let's get on to some vlogger Philippine news. Okay. How safe do you feel when you come to a place like the Philippines? I'll tell you this, there has never been a time, a split second whatsoever in this country where I have felt unsafe. I have been to Mindanao. I have been to Luzon. I'm about to go to Samar. I have been to Negros. I have been to the mountains of Cebu. And I have been up to the top of the mountains in the tribes here where they say that there's NPA. I've been to Mindanao in areas where they say that the Al-Qaeda or the Sharia law or the terrorism is a big thing. I will be visiting Tawi-Tawi, Holo, and the other places in Mindanao that have a history of civil war. I'd love to know what your opinion is on the safety and security that you feel when you travel to countries like the Philippines compared to other places like Thailand or Malaysia or the USA or Europe. Recently, there was a vlogger who was kidnapped and we believe to be murdered at this point. A American vlogger, a young man. If you haven't been following up on it, you should. It's a pretty amazing, interesting topic. I know a little bit more than most because I have police and government friends here who have enlightened me on some of the situation, but it's a very real thing. Now, we're making it public and publicizing the kidnapping, possible murder, ransom of an American vlogger in the Philippines. But like in America, people get kidnapped, held for ransom, and murdered every single day. And this is the first one that I've heard about here in the Philippines in 3 years. So like, doesn't seem like it's a very dangerous place. Now it does happen, but maybe that guy, that vlogger, made some mistakes and he wasn't watching his back when he should have. And I've also been told that he was warned about the upcoming kidnapping, and he still decided to stay where he was. So let me know your thoughts and theories on that. Bad Girl says, panihapon. Hey, enjoy dinner. I'll be having panihapon when I'm done here. Carl, shout out. Local Minaleno here. Haven't traveled so much around the PH, but you can visit the places they say can be dangerous. But once you've already get a warning, that's a sign that you are not welcome in that area. I love that. I respect that. And I welcome that. Very well said, Carl. I've never been anywhere where I've gotten a warning. I have walked the streets of Tondo at night at 4 a.m. on a Sunday when everyone is drunk, on a Saturday night when everyone's drunk. I've walked down the darkest, dirtiest alleys of Tondo in Manila and had a blast doing it. So for me, I never really felt nervous or scared in any of those places. So I'd be very interested to see, like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm 6'4", 285, maybe because I smile a lot, maybe because I have a light and camera on me, but I've never felt a dangerous vibe here, like ever. Even at like military checkpoints during COVID in Mindanao, I didn't feel bad. I shouted, I vlogged, I said, "What's up, guys?" Shout out. I got out of the car and hung out with military. I love anybody and everybody. I'm down to have coffee or tea with the NPA in the mountains. If anybody knows NPA and they'd like to invite me to do some behind the scenes journalistic interviews or vlogs, I'd be very interested in meeting and seeing those people. I want to hear everybody's opinion on things. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. So let me know what you think about that. Kristen Hanna says, very interesting topics. Thank you so much. She says, Chef, I have a suggestion. How foreign vlogging influences or affects a country? That's a great topic. That is a great question. Great topic. I have that written down. I'll write it down right now in my notes right here. How vloggers affect a country. Now, I will tell you this. There is, you can flip that question, right? It's the only thing I know I can talk about right now. I will say that no publicity is bad publicity. No marketing is bad marketing. If someone is vlogging a country and they say it's an amazing place, I mean, that's great. Now, there are a lot of cancel Karens out there. So, like when I went to Bali, I had a horrible experience, and I did kind of put out a pretty negatively impactful vlog on Bali. I don't want it to hurt Bali. I wanted it to educate those going to Bali, prepare them for going to Bali, and I wanted them, and perhaps hopefully the Balinese government sees it and starts to work on the issues. One thing that I think could definitely affect a foreign vlogging influence in a country. Now, this is the crazy part, right? You guys, if you haven't heard this or not, I've called it geolocking. So this is how foreign countries affect a vlogger. So I have been vlogging. I started my vlog in the Philippines. Now, here in the Philippines, I have a lot of subscribers and fans. And all over the world, I have a lot of Filipino subscribers and fans. Now, check this out. Something I never thought would be real, and I didn't know it until I started vlogging. Filipinos, you guys don't support anything other than Filipino. If you're in China vlogging, the Chinese will watch it. If you're in Thailand vlogging, the Thai will watch it. If you're in the Philippines vlogging, the Filipinos will watch it. I had an episode in the Philippines. 75,000 people watched it over the weekend. The next episode, I was in another country. None of you watched it because it wasn't Filipino. So what I mean by geolocking is that if a vlogger is trying to be successful, sometimes a vlogger, if they end up travel vlogging like I have and locking themselves into a country like the Philippines, I end up geo-locking myself where I have to stay here and I have to vlog more about this country in order for you guys to watch it, or else you'll just turn it off or you'll just ignore it. Like if I have 20,000 subscribers and 11,000 of you are Filipino, if I put up a Philippines episode, I guarantee most of them, the average is like 80%. 80% of those 11,000 Filipinos, they'll watch that episode. If the next episode is me going to Thailand for the weekend for a celebration or for my friend's wedding, that 80% of those 11,000 people will not click on that channel, on that button, and I will lose the revenue, lose the marketing. Excuse me. And it sucks. It's very like confusing as a content creator. You're watching it and you're like, what the heck, man? I put all this work into it. Like, if you guys are new to my channel, you're watching this and you haven't gone back and watched my Thailand series that I did with my ex, they're amazing. It's like a 6-part miniseries TV show where we blast through Thailand and have an amazing time. Same thing with my Malaysia videos. They're amazing. But because they're not Pinoy, you guys don't want to watch them. So that, in my opinion, is how a foreign country affects a vlogger. Now, how a foreign vlogger influences or affects a country, I think that's a rabbit hole we can go down as well. And I'll gladly do an episode on that later on. So great question to Kristen Hannah. Oh, she watched my Thai vlogs. That's why I love you. Thank you so much. All right. So let's see here. We talked about that. Big thing I want to talk about real quick is some of my other vloggers. Now, part of what I do as a sailing captain, I want to have a sailing vlog as well one day. I want to live on a boat and sail around the world with my friends and family, and I would love to charter a sailboat. That being said, I have been religiously watching a bunch of old school OG sailing vloggers for years, since YouTube started, like Sailing Delos. Delos is the OG. He's one of the OGs. Sam Holmes. Sam Holmes is the OG, in my opinion. He's one of the best sailors in the world. Sailing La Vagabond is one of the viral popular ones because they're very sexy and very sex appealed, and they very much they put a lot of work into editors and marketing, and they did it right, and they've been very, very viral for a while. Carl says Popeye. True. That being said, there is some big news, and I'm seeing something happen right now. You're seeing a trend with sailing vlogs. Either the sailing vlogs are getting burnt out, they're selling their boat and moving back to land because they're not like meant for sea, like someone like me, or they're buying a new boat and getting rid of their old boat because they realize that their old boat is bad. Now, La Vagabond did that, and I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but Sailing La Vagabond actually recently just lost their boat. It was breaking. It was kind of a lemon. They put all their money, hopes, and dreams into this new trimaran, and then they came through the Philippines. They barely vlogged the Philippines, and then they got to Japan, and as soon as they got to Japan, they got rammed by a fishing boat at 2 a.m, and now their brand new dream is gone. Humbling moment, big news there for La Vagabond. Riley and Elena, I have huge ups and appreciation for you guys. I look up to you guys. Riley and I message and talk on Instagram. I really aspire to be like Riley in a lot of ways, and then in some ways we're very different. But that's huge news for someone who's put all their time and money and effort into a channel to live on a boat, build the boat of their dreams, and now that boat of their dreams is gone like that. I think the moral of the story for them is don't build a boat out of paper-thin fiber. So another big one is Gone with the Winds. Very interesting couple, definitely not my style, but I love their journey. And they put all their heart, love, and soul into a new eco-friendly hybrid boat. And that boat that they built is now a lemon, and now they've left that boat and they're on land in Europe, and then I think they're going to do a riverboat thing for a while in Europe. So humbling realizations for a lot of sailing people. Another big sailing one was Odd Life Crafting. They did all this work, time, and effort building their dream boat, and then got pregnant and moved back on land. Interesting there. Carl says there's a saying that Filipinos are the best seafarers in the world. What are your thoughts on this? You want my real honest answer, Carl? I think they're the cheapest. I think there are more Filipinos out there working on the ocean because they're the cheap labor. You guys are worth more than that. You should be not accepting the low income jobs, not getting imprisoned on. I know a couple of Filipino seafarers that are imprisoned on boats right now because of labor and pay rates and all that. And I know that there's a lot in the Indonesian and Chinese fishing trade that are literally slaves on land, or I mean on sea. And like some of them haven't seen land in 10 years. There's documentaries out there on it. I think that the Filipino people are an ocean people, but oh man, only those that like can swim, are independent, have their own businesses, their own companies, or like have real serious training. Number one mind-blowing thing is like there's such a difference between a Filipino and an ocean-going Filipino, like a bajau or a freediver or a sailing captain or something. Like, I live on an island. 90% of this island, people cannot swim. So how can you be the best seafarers in the world if you cannot swim? Another thing there, like, do Filipinos make the best seafarers as far as like engineers? Yes. They're very direct. They're very smart. They're very intuitive. They're very DIY. There's a term called palaisipan here in Bohol. I say it a lot. It's like, we'll figure it out on our own. Do it yourself kind of thing. If it's broke, palaisipan, I will fix it my way, you know. Duct tape and a little ingenuity and I'll fix that broken thing. And I think that's what makes Filipinos a strong seafarers when it comes to working on cargo vessels, commercial vessels. When it comes to cruise ships and hospitality, I think it's absolutely like, I think hospitality wise, you guys are just culturally bred as far as Filipinos to be the most hospitable, beautiful people on earth when it comes to hospitality. So working on cruise ships, I think like they're the best. I was in the U.S. Navy. The U.S. Navy is run and operated by the Filipino mafia. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's a real thing. The Filipino, I had one of my best friends in the Navy who's a rescue swimmer is Filipino American. He's awesome. All my fishing partner buddies in Washington and Alaska and Oregon and California and Florida, they're all Filipino kayak fishermen. They're all amazing fishermen. They're all Filipinos. Commercial fishermen, Filipinos. You guys were born and bred for the water, but I think it's actually a small percentage of you because most of you guys can't even swim and won't even go in the ocean. The ones that do dedicate their lives to the ocean, yes, they're some of the best seafarers in the world, for sure. Muro Ami, classic Filipino film about kids for diving. Yes, seen it, amazing. Just like the documentaries on the gold hunters and stuff like that. Documentaries on the bajau. There's a lot to be said about Filipinos diving and the seafaring culture of the Filipinos. Charles Etienne hops on. Hey, bro, you in Bohol? Yes, I'm in Bohol. Ta-da! Yeah, so great question, Carl. Thank you for commenting in there. If you guys want to leave a comment or a super chat or a super thanks, be sure to click the button. I only have a few more minutes here, and then I need to hop off, take a break. And in 12 minutes, we're going live for our premiere of my newest episode. So please be ready for that. So we talked about Gone with the Winds. Tondo, oh yeah, prayers for Tondo. I guess there's a massive fire in Tondo right now going on. So big prayers for them. Tonight's premiere starts in 12 minutes. So take a break, get your popcorn, get everything ready to go. And then my new episode comes out in 12 minutes. Make sure you're there for that. I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons, my channel members, and my actual supporters. If you want to become a channel member, I have 3 different tiers. Some of it only costs you 50 pesos a month or 99 cents a month to be a channel member. I have higher tiers as well where you can support me and get more info on that. Just click the join button or the membership button there and you'll see it. If you're on a Mac, iPhone, or Apple software, you have to actually go onto the website, log in, and then you'll see the join button there. If you want to become a patron member, on the descriptor in my channel page, go to my channel page, click about, scroll down, and you will see my patron link. Also in the description of this video and any of my episodes, in the description of my episodes, there is a link to my Patreon account. If you want to get on Patreon and become a patron member, I am this close to having my swag and my merchandise, clothing, t-shirts, bandanas, beanies, socks, hats, all that coming out, stickers. If you're a top tier patron, you're going to get a whole gift bag all for free of all my merch. And then it's going to get less and less as you come down in the tiers, but everybody will get something throughout. So make sure you click the join button and check that out. I have a lot coming up with that as well. Big shout out to my new channel members. I have new members on YouTube, new channel members. I have new patrons on Patreon. And I will give a big shout out. I'm not going to say names because they both don't like their names being said. But I have channel members who are officially 1 year supportive channel members now. So it is a huge thing. They get the Legends jacket when they comment or in any of my stuff. You get custom badges and emojis. So they all have custom badges now. And I think it's great. I've got a lot more coming for those guys. Big hookups, big perks in the future for all those guys. So thank you and big shout out to my channel members, especially my 2-tier channel members who have been on and supporting my channel for a year now. I love you guys so much and I would not be here without you guys. Huge shout out to you guys, legends. Charles Edine says, nice to hear it. I will visit soon, but all depends on my hip after the operation. Good luck with that. My mom just had the knee done. I have to get my hip done. I've heard that the hip operation is a really easy one and very good to come back from. So come back strong. My prayers are with you. God bless. And then after you come see me, I need to come to the islands and see you. So big shout out there to you. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. That's it for right now. If you guys want to leave any love, hit the super chat, send me some love, and I really appreciate it. Stand by. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit all notifications. I am going to hop off now and get ready for 8 minutes from now, my newest episode premieres, a collab with Sailing Vessel Joy, the Stewart family, their new YouTube channel, Odyssey Offspring. So big shout out to them on Odyssey Offspring. Can't wait to show you guys everything. And we'll go from there. So I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. You guys, I couldn't do this without you guys. And I will try to do more and more lives as I travel around over the next few months and through the holidays. I have a lot coming up and a lot of new updates. Cheers to each and every one of you. I love you all so much. And I will see you in the next episode. Check it out. That's what it looks like right there. Bam. All right, you guys.